Hello dear friends, I am Professor D.G. Trivedi going to take your lecture number 11 related with the shift registers. In a first lecture, we have studied the type of the register. There are four type of the basic registers are there. Serial in, serial out shift register, serial in, parallel out shift register, parallel in, serial out shift register, and parallel in, parallel out shift register. The first type of the shift register, that is serial in, serial out shift register, we have studied in the last lecture. Now, the second type of the shift register, that is serial in, parallel out, that we are going to study in this particular lecture. What is the serial in lecture? Serial in data bits will be entered one by one into the register either from LSB or MSB. Every clock pulse, a one bit will be entered into the shift register. But parallel out means after entering the total data will be available at the output and will be observed, which can be seen at the output of this or which can come out of the shift register on a single clock cycle. So this type of the shift register we are going to study over here. Serial in, serial out shift register. The second type of the register mentioned in the section 9.1 is one in which data is shifted in serially but shifted out in parallel fashion. In order to shift the data out in parallel, it is simply necessary to have all the data bits available as output at the same time. That means this type of the shift register will be having one input, that is a serial data input. But because it is a parallel output, the output is going to be more than one. Depending upon the shift register of n bits, output will be of n outputs will be there. If it is 4-bit shift register, 4 output will be there. If it is 8-bit shift register, 8 output will be available of the shift register. This is easily accomplished by connecting the output of each flip-flop to the output pins. That means each flip-flop, whatever number of bits are there in a digital signal, corresponding to that number of flip-flops are required. And each flip-flop output is brought to the pins on the IC. That way, all the output are going to be accessed simultaneously. For instance, an 8-bit shift register would have 8 outputs lying, one for each flip-flop in the register. The basic configuration is shown in figure 9.1b. 5474164. This is a TTL IC. 54 is a military application and 74 is a commercial application. You have studied this logic family. Is a 8-bit serial in, parallel out shift register. 8-bit means this shift register can accommodate a 8-bit number of digital inputs and which can be available at the output. That means there will be 8 output of this shift register will be there. The pinout and logic diagram for this device are given in figure 9.7. It is constructed by using the RS flip-flop having a clock inputs that are sensitive to the negative transition. So here there is a RS type of the flip-flops are going to be utilized. So that, and if it is 8-bit shift register, that means 8 RS flip-flops are utilized. And output of each flip-flop is brought to the pins in a IC. A careful examination of this logic diagram in figure 9.7b will reveal that this register is exactly like the 74LS91 discussed in the previous section with two exceptions. So the block diagram and of the IC as well as the logic diagram of this circuit is also given here in figure 9.7b. And if you look at the circuit carefully, you will come to know that this circuit is almost exactly equal to the circuit which contains in a 74LS91 where the data is going to be entered into that shift register serially. But this circuit is slightly modified with the two exceptions. One of the exception is this. Every flip-flop output is taken to the pins of the IC. That means this is a 8-bit shift register. So QA, QB, QC, QD, QE, QG, QG, QH, etc. There are 8 outputs will be there which is obtained on the pins of the IC. Previous section with the two exceptions. The first, the true side of each flip-flop is available as an output. Thus, all 8 bits of any number stored in the register are available simultaneously as an output. This is parallel data output. And the second thing, each flip-flop has an asynchronous clear input. That means 8 outputs are going to be available of this register. So all the 8-bit data which is entered serially into this register can be observed simultaneously at the output. And this flip-flop, all the flip-flops can be cleared by asynchronous clear, which is active low. Thus, a low level at the clear input to the chip pin number 9. Pin number 9 is a clear input and it is active low. That means as soon as this terminal is made low, and if it gets low, that means all the flip-flop remains to be cleared only, and nothing is going to be happen as long as remains to be low. This is a level sensitive. This is a level sensitive clear. Asynchronous clear is there. That means it does not bother about the clock pulse. Without clock pulse, it will be activate immediately and all the flip-flop will be cleared or it is going to be resets. And as long as this pin is going to be kept low, nothing is going to be happen into the circuit because all the flip-flop remains to be cleared only. And no data can be entered into the shift register. Thus, a low level at the clear input to the chip pin number 9 is applied through the amplifier and will reset clear every flip-flops. Notice that this is an asynchronous signal and can be applied at any time without regards to the clock waveform, and also the signal is a level sensitive. That means the level is going to be low that at any time then the flip-flop remains to be resets. As long as the clear input to the chip is held low, the flip-flop output will all remains low. The register will contain all zeros only. Shifting data into the register in a serial fashion is exactly the same as previously discussed in a 74LS91. That means if you want to enter the data into the shift register, what you have to do? First, you clear all the flip-flops. That means if you make this clear input at pin number 9 is going to be low, all the flip-flops will be resets. And once all the flip-flops are going to be reset and it becomes 0 0, then you have to make this clear input inactive by making it high. Then after, data can be entered into this shift register in a serial fashion. That means from LSB to MSB, one by one, each data bit has to be present. And on positive clock transition, each data bit will be entered into the shift register. Just like 74LS91, which we have studied in a previously. That means how the data can be entered serially, that we have studied. Data at the serial input may be changed while clock is either low or high. But usual setup and hold time must be observed. The data sheet for this device gives the setup time of 30 nanoseconds minimum and hold time as 0.0 nanoseconds. Since the data is shifted into the register on positive transition, data input line must be stable be from 30 nanoseconds before the positive transition until the clock transition is going to be complete. So, in this particular IC, that is 74164, in this IC, the setup time is 30 nanoseconds. That means data must be present 30 nanoseconds prior to the positive transition of the clock pulse will occur, because this data is going to be shifted on the positive transition of the clock pulse. That means clock pulse when makes it changes from low to high, that time the data is going to be entered into the shift register. So prior to the positive transition of the clock pulse, at least 30 nanoseconds before that, the data has to be stable and unchanging. This is known as a setup time. So there is a 30 nanosecond is a setup time minimum, and before that you can change the input data, or you can uh, enter the new data before 30 nanoseconds of positive transition of the clock pulse, and that data must be held for 0 nanoseconds after the positive transition is completed. So data at the serial input may be changed while the clock is either low or clock is going to be high. That means when the clock is going to be low or high, you can change the data, because these flip-flops are edge triggered flip-flops and it is not a level triggered flip-flop, and hence when the level is going to be low or high, you can change the data. Usually setup time and hold time must be observed. What is hold time? Data has to be held constant even after the positive edge of the clock pulse entered or strike to the flip-flops. But here the hold time is 0.0 nanoseconds. That means after the positive transition complete, you can change the data. Datasheet for this device gives the setup time as 30 nanosecond minimum and hold time as 0.0 nanoseconds. Since the data are shifted into the register on positive transition, the data input line must be stable from 30 nanosecond before the positive transition and until the clock transition is going to be completed. This is the IC which is available for 8-bit serial in parallel out shift register 5474164. A and B is the data inputs is there for the NAND gate, just like in a previous IC 74LS91. Here also in a NAND gate there are two options A and B from where the data can be entered. Either if you can enter the data from A or you can enter the data from the B. Another input can be utilized as a control line, which will control the flow of the data into the shift register. There are 8 outputs there. Each flip-flop is designated A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Hence, there are true side of each flip-flop, that is QA, QB, QC, QD, QE, QF, QG and QH are the output of each flip-flop brought on this pin of the IC, and hence this is a serial input parallel output shift register is there. Pin number 14 is a VCC, where you can apply a plus 5 volt regulated power supply, and pin number 7 is a ground. Pin number 9 is a clear input, asynchronous clear, and it is active low. As soon as you activated this terminal low, all the flip-flops are going to be cleared or it is going to be resets. Pin number 8 is a clock input, and where the clock pulse should be given. And every positive transition of the clock pulse, the data will be shifted into the shift register. Let us take a look at the gated serial input A and B. Suppose that the serial data is connected to the A. So we are utilizing the input A as a serial entry of the data. Then input B can be used as a control line. So the data entry is done from the input A and B is going to be utilized as a control line. This can be reverse also, no problem. Here is how it works. If B is held high, the NAND gate is enabled and serial input data passes through the NAND gate inverted. That means if the B input is held high, it is kept high continuously, then the data at the input A is inverted through this NAND gate and passing away from the NAND gate and available to the flip-flops, the first flip-flop. So here is how it works. B is held high. NAND gate is enabled and serial data input passes through the NAND gate inverted. The input data is shifted serially into the register. Now, if the B is held low, if one of the input of the NAND gate is going to be low, output of the NAND gate is stuck to the high only, irrespective of whatever data is going to be entered from the input A. So serial data input A becomes disabled. Data cannot pass through the NAND gate and NAND gate is going to be disabled and output of the NAND gate stuck to the high only. So R input of the flip-flop, first flip-flop is going to be R is going to be 1 and S is going to be 0 because between R and S there is an inverter. That means flip-flop is going to be reset on every positive clock transition. So flip-flop remains to be reset and every clock transition only 0 is shifted into the first flip-flop, we can say that. So if B is held low, the NAND gate output is forced to be high. The input data stream is inhibited and next positive clock transition will shift 0 into the first flip-flop. So only zeros will be entered into the first flip-flop. Each successive positive clock transition will shift another 0 into the registers. After 8 clock pulses, the register will be full of zeros. Now you can see that this is the input A and B of the NAND gate. A is the serial data inputs. B is the control line here. If this control line is going to be high, data at the input A is inverted and that inverted data is available to the R input of the first flip-flop. And again it is going to be inverted by this NOT gate and the data is going to be available at the S input. And through this clock and this is amplifier, we can say that the data is going to be entered into the first flip-flop on negative transition of the clock pulse. This is the clear which is also passed through the amplifier so that exactly 5 volt will be available to the clear inputs when it is going to be high, and when it becomes low it is going to be 0 volt, and all the flip-flops here it is going to be bubbles are shown. That means clear input is having a bubbles which indicate that clear input is active low for the flip-flops. So when this terminal is activated low, that means all the flip-flops are going to be reset and clock is allowed to run through this amplifier. So the nice rectangular or train of the pulses are going to be available to each flip-flop simultaneously. You can see that this clock pulse is given to each flip-flop simultaneously. So this data which is inverted, which will be available at R, and the same data is going to be 2 times inverted, means no inversions is available at the S. And every flip-flop, true side of each flip-flop QA, QB, QC, QD, QE, QG, QF, QG and QH is taken out on the pins of the IC, and that means parallel data is going to be available at the outputs. Now regarding this, there is one example is also there. This is the example 9.4. How long will it take to shift an 8-bit number into 54164 shift register if the clock is set at 10 megahertz? On every clock pulse, single data bit can be entered. That means how How many clock pulses are required to enter the 8-bit data? Because this is 8-bit shift register. 8 flip-flops are there. That means 8 clock cycle is required to enter the total 8-bit number into the shift register. The clock frequency is 10 megahertz. So what is the periodic time of this clock? That is 1 upon 10 megahertz. So you can multiply and divide by thousands. So if you multiply it, that means 1000 upon 10, that is going to be 100. And 1 upon 10 raised to 6 into 10 raised to 3, that is going to be 10 raised to 9 in denominator, which comes into the numerator. 10 raised to minus 9 is going to be nanoseconds. So the clock period is 100 nanoseconds. So if there are 8 clock cycle is required, 8 clock cycle period is going to be 800 nanoseconds. That means if you entered each bit on every clock pulse, then minimum 800 nanoseconds are required. So you can see that a minimum of 8 clock periods will be required since the data is entered serially. One clock period is 100 nanosecond, so it will be required 800 nanosecond minimum. For the register in example 9.4, when must be input data will be stable? When can it be? It can be changed. So when the data input can be stable and when it can be changed. In a previous example, we have seen that clock period is 100 nanoseconds. So you can see that in this figure 9.8, the clock cycle is mentioned here. This is the clock period which is going into the high state, then it remains to be high for certain period of time, then it is going to be low, then again it is going to be high at this point. So if we consider that data is going to be entered on this positive transition of the clock pulse, prior to this positive transition of the clock pulse, 30 nanosecond is a setup time for this IC. So at least 30 nanosecond prior to the positive age of the clock pulse, the data must be stable and unchanging. Remaining time from this 30 nanosecond here to here, data can be changed. So this 70 nanosecond during which you can change the new data, you can enter the new data or you can change the different data into shift register at input pin number A. The data must be stable from 30 nanosecond before the positive clock transition until the positive transition occurs. This leaves 70 nanosecond during which data may be changing or new data can be entered. The waveform shown in figure 9.9 shows that the typical response of a 5474164. One waveform diagrams is given here and how the data is going to be entered at different instead of timeline is shown here. This is the timeline. Here timeline A is there, timeline B is there, timeline C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J and K and L is given. At different timeline is something is going to be happen. At instead of timeline A, the clear signal is going to be activated. It becomes low. As soon as the clear signal is going to be low, all the flip-flops are going to be resets, irrespective of the clock pulse or any other inputs. So it is asynchronous clear. So you can see that here there are outputs are going to be shown. QA, QB, QC, QD, QE, QF, QG and QH is shown here. You can see that prior to the input A, prior to the instant A, clear signal was high. That means whenever you start the power supply, output of the flip-flop may be latched into 1 or 0. So QA, QB, QC, QD up to QH, output of each flip-flop can be set into one of the state either low or high. That's why both the line is shown here. This dashed line is shown here. It can be 1 also, it can be 0 also. So that way QA to QH can be anything. But as soon as the clear signal is going to be activated low, all the flip-flops are going to be reset. And that means QA becomes 0, QB becomes 0, QC becomes 0, and QH becomes 0. All the flip-flops are going to be reset. At the instant of time B, clock cycle starts. But because the control line is going to be low, that means the 0 can only be entered into the shift register. So on a first clock positive transition, nothing is going to be happen. Data is going to be 1, but this 1 cannot enter into the first flip-flop. So at the instant of time C, we can see that the control line becomes high, and whatever data is there, that data is going to be inverted and that can be entered. Or data at starting from the instant of time D, where the first positive clock transition will take place, the data bit, first data bit 0 is going to be entered into the shift register. This 0 will be entered into the first flip-flop here. Again at the instant of time E, another 0 of the data is going to be entered on the positive transition of the clock pulse. At the instant of time F, data input is going to be 1. So 1 will be shifted into the shift register at time F, and you can see that QA becomes 1 now. At the instant of time G, what happens? Positive transition of the clock pulse. Another 1 is going to be entered into the flip-flop QA, but this one is shifted into the flip-flop B. At this time H, data input is going to be 0, that is going to be entered into the QH. This one will be shifted into the flip-flop B, and this one is shifted into the flip-flop C. So that way the serial entry of the data will take place one by one from E to K, and different value of the data 0 0, 1 0, then 0, then 1, and then 0. This data from LSB to MSB is going to be entered one by one in a serial fashion into the shift register. At instant of time K, the clock pulse is stopped. That means clock pulse held high. It is not allowed. That means whatever data is there, that data is going to be latched into the shift register, or it is going to be stored into the shift register. At the instant of time L, all the flip-flops are going to be resets. 0 0. So this way, this waveform can be explained, and that is written over here. The waveform shown in figure 9.9 shows that the typical response of a 5474164, a serial data input, is at A, pin number 1, while a getting control signal line is applied at pin number 2, that is B. The first clear pulse occurs at the time A and simply resets all the flip-flop to the zeros. The clock begins at the time B, but the first positive transition does nothing since the control line is low. When control line is high, only data can be inverted through the NAND gate and can be enabled, but can be passed through the NAND gate. Otherwise, it remains disabled. That's why on a first clock transition, data cannot enter through the NAND gate. At time C, the control line goes high. Now it is activated. The AND gate becomes enabled at time C. NAND gate becomes enabled at time C. And the first data bit is 0. The first data bit is 0, is shifted into the register at time D. At time D, the first positive transition will occur of the clock, and the data bit 0 will be shifted into the first flip-flop, that is Q is going to be entered with the 0. So we have discussed about those things. The next 7 data bits are shifted in order at time E, F, G, H, I, and J. So next 7 data bits, again 0, again 1, then again 0, then 1, and again 0 are entered into the shift register in a serial fashion. The clock remains high after time k, and the 8-bit number 00101100 now resides into the register, or it is stored into the register, and it will be held for required time and is available on 8 output lines QA to QH. This assumes that LSB was shifted in a first and will be appear at the last block QH. So LSB 0, which was entered on a time instant D, which will be appear at the last flip-flop output QH, and MSB is going to be 0, will be entered lastly, will be available at the output of QA. Notice that the clock must be stopped after its positive transition at the time k, otherwise shifting will be continue and data bits will be lost. So if you want to see this thing, you can see that this LSB 0011 from LSB to MSB, this is 00110100. This data we can see here. You can see that after instead of time k, the data is going to be latch, the LSB is going to be 0, the next LSB, then next LSB 1 1, then 0, then 1, then 0, and MSB is the last bit which was entered is appear at the output of QA, and LSB which is going to be appear at the output of QH. Notice that the clock must be stopped after its positive transition at time k, otherwise shifting will continue and the data bit will be lost. Finally, another clear pulse occur at the time L, time instant L, and all the flip-flops are reset to the 0, and another shift sequence may be begin. Incidentally, the register can be cleared by holding the control line B low and allowing clock to run for 8 positive transition. This simply shift 8 zeros into the register. There is another way to reset all the flip-flops, and that is entering 0 into each flip-flops. That means if you hold the control line B low, then only zeros can be entered into the first flip-flops. That means that zeros will be shifted on the second clock pulse to the second flip-flop, third clock pulse to the third flip-flop, and 8 zeros will be entered into the shift register, and QA, QB, QC, QD, QE, QF, QG, and QH all become 0 after 8 clock positive transition of the clock pulse, and 8 zeros will be entered into the shift register when control line is held low and clock is allowed to run. This is the another way we can clear the shift register. Now there are some questions given here. What is the setup time for a 74164 shift register? 30 nanoseconds prior to the positive transition of the clock pulse, the data must be held steady and unchanging. How many clock periods are required to shift an 8-bit number into the 74164 register? Because it is 8-bit shift register, 8 clock periods are required to extract 8-bit number. So 8 clock periods are required. Depending upon the clock cycles frequency, the periodic time will be varying. That way 8 clock cycle or 8 clock period is required to shift the 8-bit number serially into this shift register. Thank you very much, friends.